Introduce yourself.
Okay, well, my name is Rick Baker, and I've been into Hong Kong cinema. Well, actually, started with Bruce Lee, and I only discovered Bruce Lee in 1973 when he died, because there was in the News of the World on the Sunday there was this photograph of him with on a leopard. I didn't know who the guy was. I didn't even know what the word Kung Fu meant, but for some reason I was attracted to it. And it was over the coming months that the name became a little bit more recognisable as his films. See, what people don't know is Bruce Lee never wanted his films to be released. He wasn't happy with them. He didn't think they were good enough for the Western audience. And so that's why he was trying to make the Game of Death a little bit more international. And he was an Enter the Dragon. He thought if those films come out before he did an American film, it wouldn't cut the mustard. Because foreign language films weren't really, they were in another class. There was late night movies. So my friend Roy Macquarie had, just before Bruce Lee died, was doing a 4-wall picture deal for his films in 1973. Roy Macquarie is now in America. He's in his 80s, but he's still alive. I talked to him. And he was the first person to sell to the Middle East. And he did a deal with Raymond Chow, and subsequently Raymond was scared because Bruce really hadn't wanted these films to go. Bruce had think he could make better films. Even though there'd been a box office hit, The Big Boss, the night of its opening, the premiere, apparently they hadn't seen scenes like that since Sound of Music. It was that busy, it was that packed. So Bruce broke it with Big Boss, and that film wouldn't have done any success unless it had been for Bruce Lee. It was a pretty mediocre film. It was a low budget film in Thailand. It was the charismatic Bruce Lee that actually made that film elevate to a new standard. So they'd done this, and then Bruce was we met with George Lazenby when Toby did his documentary Death by Misadventure. And that night they were all waiting for Bruce to come, and of course we all know the story. He died in Betty Pay's apartment, and the conspiracies still run on today, but I believe he just died of natural causes.
How did you meet Toby Russell?
I met Toby. I knew Toby's name and he knew mine. I was with a guy called Chris Alexis, a black guy, back in the 80s when we first started doing the Kung Fu films. There was a very limited market then, and at that time Chris and Toby had just sold to Transglobal the first Jackie films. Toby was behind that. He was only a young boy, and they're the ones with those artwork sleeves. Do you remember the Transglobal logo?
I do, very well, yeah.
They were the first Jackie. So they had them. Shaw Brothers released about 8 films because Run Run had a share in Warner Brothers. So there was that, and then pretty much the other stuff on the market was Bruce Lee. There was all cheap films were coming through. There was nothing much there. I met Toby because Chris was my partner, and I think he tried to keep us two apart, but he was in town, and Toby's dad's Ken Russell, his mum was Shirley Russell, his costume designer, and they had a beautiful house over in Chiswick, which was bought by the guy from Pink Floyd. But so Toby's come back, and we've arranged through somebody, I don't know how it was, to meet at the Hippodrome in 1980. 30 years this summer we've been friends, and we met at the Hippodrome. And I wasn't happy with Chris. I thought he was just dancing around, and Toby was the main contact. And I said, why don't you join with me? And I said, you speak the lingo, and we joined forces. Then he helped me I left Chris, he helped me do the Scalas. I gave him my flat when I moved out. His wife came over. I helped to get his wife in the country, was at the airport. And we started teaming up, and we started making good money because Toby was super knowledgeable. He was getting the rare films which people wanted, which are not rare now. Prior to the Tinternet, you had to come through me and Toby. You wanted something, you had to come through us. We had the market. And so we were cult figures. I remember going over to Berlin to take a print of Tiger on the Beat 2 and something else for a Berlin Film Festival. And we got put up in a squat. I had to go with Ken, Toby didn't come. And so I'm there, and my new magazine's come out, and I've got 2 suitcases full of bootleg films, thinking we'll do all right here. And we're walking down this alleyway, and I see the cinema, and I see a guy outside. There's a lot of people around him. I don't know who the guy is at the time. And then suddenly my suitcase burst open, and my films and my magazines come over, and somebody shouted, "It is Rick Baker, the Black Marketeer!" And they all come running. It was fucking scary. I thought they were going to beat me up. I thought, what? How do they know me? You know, what have I done? Do I owe somebody money? They come charging up. "Rick Baker! Ah, you are the king of movies." But we were known as the Black Marketeers. And so we're walking up, and they've only known because they've seen my magazine, and I'm selling now. I might as well sell them, and they're giving me the money, and I emptied my suitcases, and I've got about, it wasn't euros at the time, I think it was Deutschmarks. And for that, I said to Ken, "Thank you, that was great. I ain't going to do anything now. They bought everything." In those days, people would just, "I'll take this. What is this? Is good? Yes, yeah, good." And the guy they left, he come walking over to me and said, "Who are you?" And I said, "Rick Baker." He said, "Not Rick Baker, the special effects guy, for surely, you know." I said, "No, I'm just Rick." I said, "I'm into Hong Kong cinema." "Who are you?" "Peter Jackson," he said. I said, "Oh, hello, Peter." Peter wasn't well known at the time. He was there to screen his film Brain Dead. But Peter liked Ray Harryhausen's stop animation, and he also liked Kung Fu movies. And if you watch Brain Dead, there's a great scene where the vicar says, "I do Kung Fu for the Lord," and he's doing all these roundhouse kicks. So me and Peter become friends. He said, "How come they left me for you?" And I said, here's the clutch to this story. This is the ending. This is embarrassing me to tell. We become friends because my brother lives in New Zealand, and we were talking about New Zealand and how I loved the place. And he was saying, "Yeah, come over," and he liked coming over. He liked Ireland. And we did an interview for a magazine, me and Ken, called Film Extremes, that ran alongside, which was a Hong Kong martial art movie magazine. And so we did that. Anyway, jump 4 years later, I've lost touch with Peter. I'm with Jonathan Ross now. And Jonathan says, "You want to go to the premiere, Lord of the Rings? I'm going to screen it on film night this week. And do you want to go and see it?" I said, "Yeah, I'd love to." "Do you want to go to the banquet after?" "I'd love to." I said, "I know Peter Jackson." He goes, "No, you don't." I said, "I do." "Hey, no," I said, "Peter?" I said, "Fucking hell." I said, we were back years ago. We met at a Berlin film festival, and we wrote to each other. And he's on New Zealand. He goes, "I've never met Peter." I said, "I'll introduce you." He goes, "Rick, don't try and impress me, because a lot of people say they know somebody and they don't." I said, "Jonathan, I'm telling you, I know him." "All right then, all right on the night." So we've got the night there, and we've watched the film, and afterwards we've gone to these film companies are at these like hangars, and they turn into like Lord of the Rings. There was like people, elves, dwarves in there, circus acts, and they were doing like food from the old time, mead and that. So Jonathan's come over, and he's standing with Chris Evans and this Graham Norton and a few others. And I said, "Jonathan," I said, "Do you want to see Peter?" And he's gone, "Come here," he said. "Don't embarrass yourself in front of my friends, saying you know him and all that." I said, "What would you?" He said, "Look, Rick, you might be trying to impress me. You might go over there and have a 50. Peter, say you know me. Say you know me, Peter." He was joking along. I said, "No, I don't have to do that." I said, "He knows me." I said, "We corresponded. We was at the film festival together." So I see Peter talking to 2 women who are in this thing. So I said, "What?" So as I've gone, there's like a little crowd of people following me. And I thought, "It's going to look good." I've got, there's a few slaves. I've done look fucking great here. So I've shouted, Peter! And he hasn't looked round. I said, "Peter!" And it's gone like that. I went, "Peter!" And he turned back, and I thought, well, maybe the lighting. I'll get a bit closer. So I've got to like this. I said, I shouted, "Peter!" He turned back and goes, "What?" I said, "Rick." And I said, "How are you?" He goes, "Who are you?" I said, "What?" I know Jonathan go, and he said, "Oh, Jonathan, he's dying. And I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "We was at the festival." I said, "You know I am. There." He said, "Oh, I think I remember, yeah." I said, and he turned his back on me again. So I said, no, seriously, I said, stop the fuck for a minute. I said, we were so good, we flew on a plane back together. You wrote to me, I said, we were this and that. I said, why are you being such a fucking snobby ass? He goes, what? I said, no, honestly, I said, you think you're fucking above everybody now? I said, my mate here, and they're all like that. I said, Jonathan, don't think we knew each other. He goes, well, we did. You know, I said, so why have you been so ignorant? Why have you got this fucking star thing? I said, I don't bother me. I said, you know, I said, but you always said to me, do you remember on the plane? I said, we sat on that plane, and I said, it's a Tarantino. I said, go to it. He goes, nah, I'm a New Zealander. We don't get all that. I said, no, fucking what a lie. I said, you know what now? I said, I don't want to say hello to you. You know, and he was astounded. And I went back over to them, and they were all like that. Because I did feel a fool when somebody just blanks you.
Yeah.
For no reason. And yet we knew each other for about a year. We wrote to each other, knew this. And just go to show, you know what I mean? So that was one of my stories that, you know, I thought to myself, Tarantino's a little bit better, you know what I mean? But once you know these people, once their career gets going, unless you're on that circuit, they just fucking drop you, you know what I mean?
Okay, you brought a lot of people over from Hong Kong for your film shows. Who was the best person you ever brought over and who was the worst?
I would say the best, pound for pound, was Chow. Fat. He was super nice. He was easy with me. We went out for a drink one night. We went down. He wanted to go to Chinatown. He had a share in a restaurant, and his missus had categorically said when he was here, if you go anywhere like that, we want bodyguards. He was attacked in New York. So I picked him up from White's Hotel, and I said, where are you going? He goes, oh, let's go to Chinatown. I said, Mrs. Chow. She goes, oh, he wants to go, you know. And I said, there's only me and Toby. Only me and Toby. And I think, Brian. Do you remember Brian used to be with Justin? You'd know him if you saw him for years. He said, you're there. So we went down to Chinatown. And as we walked into Chinatown, within seconds, people go. And we got to the restaurant at the bottom and turned up. And we were ushered upstairs. And the people who came upstairs, when we sat down, because it was Chow Fat, it was like a fucking banquet. I wasn't hungry. She's got to eat. They're coming in with fucking trays of lobsters surrounding us. And up down there's a queue all the way. And he said to me, what do you think I should do with those? What about those people outside? I said, you really should say hello. And I said, me and Toby will walk down with you. And we walked down there. It's like the Beatles. And he signed some stuff. It was like God, but now we've got to get him back to the car, which is in Chinatown car park. So I waited a while, and it was all right. We got up there. People were still lurking, but they gave us a bit of space. I said, like, I was doing joke, we were joking. We walk up, we're going da 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 with our guns. You know what I mean? Da, da. And he was superb. The guy I felt the most difficult was Donnie Yen. He'd just come filming from Thailand, the Holy Virgin vs. Evil Dead, and he was arrogant. He got women. There was no women throwing themselves at him. You know, we paid him quite a lot of money to come, and he didn't really get. It's only a movie. Although we did the training. Although me and Donnie fell out since then. Me and Donnie went fist to fist. We were almost fighting in Hong Kong because I dissed his film. And he made me watch. It was Ballistic Kiss. It was awful. He wanted a true opinion. I said, "Don't, that's terrible. What you fucking know about films? How many films you directed?" I said, easy, calm down. You know. And Jackie the same. I went fist to fist with Jackie in a bar. Yeah. Because I asked him for a friend's autograph. And he went all drunk on me. The only reason I got away from it, was that his bodyguard in John Master 2, Ken Lowe, and the actor John Sham and Eric Sang come flying in. And Jackie was like, and I thought, fuck. I looked at Jude. I said, fucking, I don't know how to laugh or cry. You know, I wanted to stay there. And they told him away, and that guy said, sorry, Jackie. What happened was Jackie had gone on TV and publicly said he wasn't the father of this woman's baby. And then the DNA test proved he was fucking getting drunk, and he doesn't drink very well. And that girl later turned out to be the one you see in the papers, or she was the lesbian who says, Jackie don't own me. You know, she's married that thing. So Jackie went back in berserk. So I just said, it was my mate who's got MS. So if ever you see Jackie, I said, well, I don't bump into him every day. And I went to go, and he was honestly, it was like surreal. You had Jackie Chan's facing off against you. And like Jackie? And I looked at Jude and I went, fucking hell. And he came, anyway, I went to Jude and said, that was fucking surreal. I actually hope he was going to clobber me because I'd either tell me grandkids, Jackie Chan beat me up in a bar, or I was going to fucking sue him. I said, I was just to him, hit me, I'm rich, hit me, I just had a fight with Jackie. Hit me, and I've beat him. And then all of a sudden, about an hour later, I see Jackie look up, and he's coming over. I thought, oh, fucking hell. And he came over and apologised. So I'm sorry, that party I went with Anthony Wong, the bum man guy, and he didn't tell me it wasn't. We've got Jackie's on the door. It's a private party. Me and Jew were the only white guys, English guys in there. It was really just, you see things in there. So a lot of the old Shaw Brothers stars, very young girls on their lap. It's a behind closed doors thing.
This is Jude Boy you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, that stuntman, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a, no.
Yeah.
Just for the record.
That night we'd been to the Film Awards and I went up on stage, a photograph of me. Anthony Wong won Best Actor for Beast Cops. And he's come up and I'm holding the thing with him.
Brilliant film.
So it's me and with Beast Cops, and that because Anthony Wong spent time over here, and I became his friend. I was asked from Hong Kong to look after him because he had thyroid issues, and he was coming here to get some treatment for it. So
I heard you were looking for him at one point. He was working said some relations in a Chinese restaurant here, and you couldn't find him. Is that true? Or was that just rubbish?
That's just rubbish.
Okay.
That's just rubbish. I believe he's moving back to England. Full time here. I think he loved his wife, but he did a show here. He's a very interesting guy because he was learning flamenco dancing, all things, and he just wanted to do things. He was a very interesting guy, a lovely guy. We got on well. I haven't seen him for years, as you don't with these people, but it's just nice to have the opportunity to spend a bit of time with them. Chow, Jet, Donnie, Jackie. I mean, I met Jackie before. Yunbyo Samo. If anything happens, at least I've met and had a bit of quality time with all my heroes.
Right, now, last question.
Go for it.
Right, okay. At all your events and the things you've done, what's the worst thing that ever happened to you and what was the best thing?
The worst thing that ever happened never happened, but it nearly did. And it caused me a lot of problems. And I don't tell this story very often. Chow and Fat we've got a guy called Nick. He's in a few films, but Nick is a professional, I don't want to say hitman. Anyway, he's a good friend of ours. And we've got him the gig to be his bodyguard. And he's also hired 4 mercenaries this end, because Mrs. Chow wanted the best. And so the night they're there, we've got Nick bringing him in. He's going to accompany them because he looks the part. He's a good-looking guy. He's a very good martial artist, and he's a bit crazy. We get this phone call. Rick, we're in trouble. I said, why? They've bumped Mrs. Chow down to business. She's not having him. I said, what do you mean they bumped her down? Well, Chow's all right, but they've got these diplomatic delegates on there, and they always come first, and they've always got seats reserved. And if they decide to fly, they bump everybody down. Oh, they give them compensation. They're not brutal. I mean, these people fly first class all the time. Chow, in fact, superstar, but Chow was quite happy to go and sit in economy. I go down economy, don't worry. He'll sit on the bus, Chow. When he goes on the film set, he sits with the extras. You all right? Do you want anyone else lift home? He's a really super nice guy. So they said it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. He can't leave his wife here. He's offered his wife his seat, and he'll go and sit in business. I said if he wants, he'll go and sit in economy and let someone have a treat and try that. I said, listen, Nick, whatever it takes, they've got to get on that plane. You are a hired person that's supposed to fix things. I said, can you fix this? He said, I don't know. He said, I'll have a word. So he's gone back. We had this fucking big bulky phone. And he's gone and spoke to the guy on the desk. Now Nick's a good looking guy. It's like a James Bond type. And he said to me, I've got to get them on there. So she's, in a moment, Nick said, what's your budget? I said, $1,000. She's gone to go, I'll give you, I said it's gone to her. I'll give you $500 if you lock the it's important. And fuck, you know, we were sitting there, I was sick, I felt so ill, I thought, my God, people come in, we've got no Chow fat. And we learnt later that Chow was easy, you know, I'll go steerage, don't worry. But Mrs. Chow, Singaporean, didn't want to know. And the woman bumped this guy down and put her on. And he said, we've done it, Rick. The funny story is when we got off the plane and Nick come through, and they're oblivious to what's happened now. I said, Nick, fucking hell, Nick, really? And he said, I said, what happened? He says, Rick, you're going to laugh. So I was sitting in my seat, and the guy next to me's going like that. And I said, you right, mate? He says, can't believe it. They just fucking bumped me down from first class. What's gone wrong there? He said, I was first class, they've just bumped me down. And Nick said, I really wanted to say to you, yeah, we've just done that to you. He said, I can't believe the guy they bumped next to me. And he's up, I was looking, it's crying. I can't believe it. That was the worst moment.
And the best?
The best moment, the best single moment was seeing, I hadn't seen Chow at the day of the show, even though the guests, I've had some great guests, Jet Li doing Kung Fu on the stage when he said he wouldn't, I'm not doing no Kung Fu. And we found this little black lad of about 4, and we said, go up to, when it's all quiet, we're up to say, Jet, show us some shapes. And the kid did, and Jet's going, what do you say, he's down in the, and he's gone like that, the kid said. It was almost like a 40 tales we wanted to go. You know? And so the translator said to him, you know, and he's looked up and he's looked at me, but it's too late. So he's gone into this. You'll see it on the YouTube. He's got and the audience went mad, and he smiles. He's like, oh, it's not done too bad. Some fucking Japanese girl gets up and says, I missed that with my camera, can you do it again? And he fucking did it. You know what I mean? Okay, well, that's not, so we got 2 for the price of 1. But the best bit was Chow. We made this documentary, this like 10-minute thing. It's all Chow Fat clips. And the very last scene is Chow Fat the walking with his coat open. And as that fades, the fucking curtain goes, and he comes out in that outfit with a matchstick. The sunglasses walking over to me, and I saw it in slow motion. And I thought, I so badly want to be in the audience now. I don't want to be here. My mouth went dry. I thought, well, I don't want to say. He's come over, he's come up to me, he's hugged me, he said, the crowd's going to hate you now, aren't they? The crowd will hate you when I finish speaking to them. I said, thank you. And because I had the crowd going all right, but he going, Chef, you know, he said, you know, thank you for the first class ticket, Rick. You know what I mean? And the crowd, honestly, his charisma warmed them. It just took him over. But seeing him come over, it was just a surreal moment. You know what I mean? It'd be like suddenly fucking Jack Nicholson breaking the door and saying, "Here's Johnny." You know, that would be the story. But though the worst, the best moment come through Chow Fat, but other Jet and Maggie Chung and John Woo were all fabulous guests as well. As the more recent ones like Wong John Lee, and the ones we've done more recently, they've all been good value for money.
Well, thank you very much, Rick.
No problems.